So far, we have done chapter 1 regarding the introduction to maintenance technology. And then in second chapter, we have discussed about different types of maintenance strategies or maintenance type, which are, if you still remember, a basic run to failure or breakdown emergency maintenance. Then we talk about preventive maintenance, which is a time-based maintenance. And then we did discuss about the predictive maintenance, which actually rely on technology tools such as sensors, monitoring systems, and computerized. And then in the last lecture, we talk about total productive maintenance, TPM, okay? And that is basically for chapter 2. And I actually discussed about another topic last time, overall equipment effectiveness, which used to measure or to quantify the effectiveness of our TPM progress or method. All right. So that OEE is basically chapter 3, which I will continue today to talk about the maintenance KPI. Okay. So we'll see today. We have talked about the basic maintenance. We have talked about various type of maintenance. And today, I would like to discuss about the measurement, or how do we know that basically what we are doing is good or bad. All right. So as an example, you as how do you know you are doing good or bad in your studies? All right. So a basic indicator is basically your scores or your mark in each of the courses that you take. For example, we have various grades, all right, from A to F, right? Okay. So for example, how do you measure your understanding or your performance in digital electronics? Maybe you have sit for that course last time. So you can actually measure it by looking at the grades you scored. For example, if you get A, it reflects that you are totally understand being expert in that course. Okay. However, if you get C, you get 50% understanding of that courses. All right. This similar concept is also what we're going to talk today. How do we know that the maintenance approach or method that we're using to solve a problem in industry is actually successful or needs improvements, or whether it doesn't give any impact to our organization. Okay, so today I'll talk about this one, which we call as maintenance KPIs. Okay, you heard about these KPIs. And then back to that analogy about your subject, your course's performance. So at the end of your study, when you are going for a job interview, you have another metrics or measurement to show your overall competency or your overall achievement, understanding in the whole courses, you as a fresh engineer. So what companies looking is actually they look at your CPA, right? CGPA, cumulative grade points. Okay. accumulation, alright? So CGPA. So kalau yang keluar, let's say you look at advertisement, companies looking for fresh graduates with CGPA more than 3.0, for example. So as a company who's looking for workers, they don't have any other performance indicator to look at except your CGPA. So that's why they put the CGPA as the first requirements, and apart from that, sometimes they put some another requirements such as you are able to speak English, you are able to speak Mandarin, you are able to speak Japanese, for example. That will be your added value. All right. So today we look into this concept of maintenance KPI. Okay. All right. So today we'll talk about these maintenance KPIs. Okay. All right. So assume that you are running a company, a project, task, or specifically since we are talking about maintenance technology. So assume you are, for example, a maintenance engineer project. So every time you have a problems or you implement any improvement or procedures, maintenance procedures to your problem, one thing that's very important is how do you know that you are doing good or bad? Okay, so this is the most important things when you are doing things, especially when you become an engineer. Your superior, your boss would like to know whether you are doing good or doing bad. Okay, so that's something we need the indicator. All right, so in maintenance technology or in maintenance process that we are going through so far, so in order for us to know that whether we are doing good or bad, so we are using what we call as a maintenance KPI. So, maintenance KPIs and performance metric. These are two indicators that will be reflect to our performance in maintenance, right? Sorry, ada dua. Satu ialah maintenance KPI, and second is performance metric. Okay, these are two things or two indicator that will tell you whether you are doing good or bad, right? Okay, we talk about maintenance, introduction to maintenance. One of the contents was the goals or objective of the maintenance, right? So, so every departments or every maintenance departments, they have their own goals and objective, and the best way to measure the efficiency of the maintenance is by using or setting up these KPI and metrics. Okay. Alright, what means by KPIs? So saya rasa ramai biasa dengar KPI kan. So KPI is basically a short form for key performance indicators, right? Key performance indicators, KPIs. Okay, it's a performance measurement to help us focus on maintenance objective that we want to reach. Okay, every objective that we have set up, all right, so we have to measure the performance of each of it. For example, in our daily life, all right, you want to achieve, let's say you put your objective for this semester, your goals is to have a CGPA or, all right, GPA for this semester, 3.8 above, all right? So this is your objective. So in order for you to achieve this objective, you have to put some KPIs or performance metrics measurement. For example, you have to get A's in at least 5 subjects. You have to score B plus in your English subject. For example, this is your key performance indicator, and then this your goals to be achieved. Okay, so similarly in company, we just cannot say that we want to be a world-class company without having this kind of measurement or numbers. All right. So please remember, these key performance indicators or performance metric must come with indicators or numbers. All right. Numbers in terms of maybe percentage, numbers in terms of quantity, etc. Okay. All right. So while the objective can differ from one facility to another, normally it will revolve around these kind of matters. If you still remember, mainly in maintenance objective, for example, to increase the efficiency, reduce costs and spendings, improve safety and compliance, decrease downtime, and so on and so forth. If you look at this one, these are still very general, okay? Very general objective or goals they want to achieve because we haven't set the KPIs yet. Okay? In order for this to become our KPIs, it should become with a numbers in terms of percentage or quantity. So later on we'll see what means by this. Okay. For example, if you say that I want to have a good grade, okay, in terms of CGPA, your objective is to have a good CGPA. Okay, so this is only a general objective. We don't have any measurement yet. But if you said to score CGPA more than 3.5, then you have the measurement. Or you have something like to achieve more than 80% in all courses. Then this is a specific KPIs or measurement because we have the numbers. Okay, dia kalau macam contoh yang this one masih general sebab kita tidak letakkan target. Tapi bila kita letakkan target, barulah dia akan menjadi satu indikator ataupun performance measurement. Okay, ada dua yang kita discuss tadi. One is key performance indicators and second is performance metric. So what are the difference between these two? Selalunya ada case-case di mana if you read any articles or books, these KPIs, key performance indicators and performance metric has been used as a common or similar meanings terms. Ada yang gunakan dua ni sebagai maksud yang sama. Tapi dalam maintenance teknologi kita, we will differentiate between these two, KPIs and performance metric. Maintenance KPIs are measurable values that shows how effective you are at achieving maintenance objective, whereas maintenance metric is a track a specific process status. Okay, maintenance KPIs are strategic while maintenance performance metric are tactical. Okay, sekejap saya akan explain apa maksud dia. Okay, let's show this simple example. KPIs are comparable to a compass, right, to show where we want to go, while the metric are more oriented towards a smaller step we need to take to get there. All right. Let's say you want to achieve CGPA of more than 3.8 for your study. Okay, your study when you graduates, you want to achieve CGPA of more this one. So this will be your CGPI, your KPI. Sorry. Okay, saya nak capai CGPA 3.8 above sepanjang 4 tahun ya. Okay, in 4 years study, I want to achieve this 3.8. So in order for you to achieve 3.8 CGPA in your 4 years study, so your metric could be every semester GPA must be more than 3.8. That's the logic, right? So if you got 3.8 every semester, then you will have a cumulative of 3.8 in 4 years. And then you also want to set the metric, for example, all technical courses, for example, digital, electric circuit, communication system, and so on and so forth, must be A minus and above. Okay, so you want to have this one, and at the same time, you want to score all the technical courses, or you also have another performance metric, which is, for example, coursework for every courses must be more than 50% per 60% for each coursework. Okay, so if you can see here, this is your KPI, which is in 4 years study, you want to achieve 3.8, but in order for you to achieve this 3.8, you have a smaller step in order to achieve it, which is this called as a performance metric. Okay, ada dua. Key performance index and performance metric. Okay, kalau kita tengok dalam contoh ni, if you look at this example, in the context of maintenance KPI and metrics, okay, we have our business goal. Okay, we want what our company want to achieve. Okay, it start in maintenance action. Maintenance action could be lubrication, 5S, visual inspection, performance, preventive maintenance or predictive maintenance, so on and so forth. And then this reflects in our maintenance metric. For example, you want to have five times per week preventive maintenance for machine, 3 times per month lubrication check, so on and so forth. This will be your metric. Okay, what are the KPIs? For example, you want to have less than 5% reject items, or you have less than 5% downtime. Okay, you want to have less than 5% losses, quality. Okay, this is your KPI. And your business goal is, for example, to have no customer complaint. Okay, on time delivery. Okay, or the highest business goals could be 100% quality product. Okay, so if you look at here, so we have business goals, and then we have maintenance KPIs to support our business goals. And in order to achieve our KPIs, we have our maintenance metric, which is a smaller step towards this achieving these KPIs. And then in order to achieve or to perform this metric, we have an action. Okay, so this could be daily maintenance action, which we do in order to achieve this metric. So contoh satu lagi, kalau saya boleh bagi, kalau kamu ingat dalam TPM ya. Okay, in TPMs, basically one of the business goals in TPM, if you still remember, we want to have a zero breakdown, zero losses, zero rejects, for example, no quality reject. Okay. This is our business goals. So maintenance KPI, for example, in order for us to have all this one, we might set that 1% less than 1% downtime, or we can use our we can use our maintenance KPI in terms of OEE, which is availability, if you still remember, performance, and quality. Okay, since OEE is availability times performance times quality, so we can set that our KPIs is availability must be more than 98%, performance must be more than 95%, or quality must be more than 99%. Okay, so this is our KPI. In order for us to achieve this maintenance KPIs, our metric must be something like downtime less than 1%. Okay, speed must be more than 98%. Okay, and then what are the action? So you have preventive maintenance for each machine every 2 hours, for example. Lubrication every day. 5S every day. Okay, so these are action that we do in order to achieve the metrics that will support our maintenance KPI, and eventually this maintenance KPI will support our business goal. So this example is in the context of TPM, right? Okay, total productive maintenance. Okay, so what are the common metrics that been used to measure our performance in maintenance? Okay, all right. There are three main categories of maintenance metric. Where's my pointer? Sorry. Okay. Which actually relate to asset, operation, and inventory metrics. Okay. And then the KPI is basically widely used KPI is very related of to people and assets. Okay. Since maintenance is actually revolve around human and machine. When we talk about performance, actually we are measuring the performance of these two, which is humans and also machine. How effective is our workers? Similarly, we want to know how effective is our machine. So human and machine is two quantities that contribute to the performance of any organization. Okay. Sometimes you have a very good engineer, but if you have a bad machines, then it will not contribute to a good overall performance, because we still have the problem with the machine. So what we want to have is, we want to have a good workers in terms of skills, commitment, knowledge, and we want also to have a good machines which through its performance, speeds, availability, and so on and so forth. These both can be achieved by a good plan, and we are able to know their performance using these metrics. All right. So the metrics that we want to measure is related to our asset, operational, and also the inventory. Okay. All right. There are a number of common metrics that can be used to measure the performance of our organization. And in this lesson, I will introduce a maintenance metric calculation related to asset performance metric and also these operational metrics. Okay, dua ni saya akan tunjuk dia punya calculation. So under asset performance metric, we have a mean time to repair, ataupun kalau baca buku dia akan tulis MTTR, mean time to repair, mean time failure, and also OEE. Okay, we talk about this OEE in last lecture. Yang ni kita dah discuss sebelum ni. And for operational metric, we have a planned maintenance percentage, PMP, and we also have a preventive maintenance compliance. Okay, So today I will show the examples, meaning of each of these four. All right. Okay. So before that, I would like to show how do we define our KPIs or performance metric. Okay. Here are some examples of potential maintenance KPI that a maintenance manager might look at to define. Alright. Okay, kalau kita tengok dekat sini, seperti saya beritahu tadi, reduce unexpected downtime. Jika ini saja kita punya definition, it is general and is very subjective. We cannot measure them. But once we talk about KPI, we have to put the numbers. Okay, so the numbers, whether in terms of percentage, quantity, times, hours, so on and so forth, right? So in this example, we want to reduce unexpected downtime by 30%. All right, for how long? Over the next 12 months. Okay, so sekarang company dah setkan dia punya KPI, kurangkan unplanned or unexpected downtime by 30%. Okay, so kalau sekarang dia ada, let's say in 1 year they have 1,550 hours per month downtime. So kurangkan 30% maksudnya setiap bulan dia nak kurangkan 45 jam. Okay, so at the end they want to have the most or the maximum downtime 105 jam saja. Okay, so how long they want to achieve this? In 12 months. Okay, dalam 12 bulan dia nak kurangkan 30% of our unexpected downtime. Okay, dalam masa 12 bulan. Ataupun the second example, improve labor time for schedule maintenance. Okay, this is a general statement, but when we put these numbers by 10% in 4 months, then it become a KPI. Okay, macam saya beritahu tadi, saya kalau kamu set saya nak dapat a good CGPA, I want to score good CGPA this semester. Okay, this is a general statement, but when we put a numbers, I want to score good CGPA which is more than 3.5 for semester 6. Contoh, this is a example of complete KPI statement. Or another example, reduce energy consumption. This is a general, but when we put by 50%, for how long? By end of this year, it become a specific KPI. So you can actually, when you talk about say KPI, it must be something measurable. Kita boleh ukur dia. Kalau kita cakap saya nak kurangkan energy consumption, masih sangat subjektif. Kita tidak ada specific target. Tapi bila kita letak specific target 15% sehingga ke hujung tahun ini, saya hendak kurangkan waktu tidur saya, masih general. Saya nak kurangkan waktu tidur saya sebanyak 1 jam. Okay, daripada 8 jam kepada 7 jam dalam tempoh selama semester ini, iaitu 3 bulan contoh. Itu dah jadi spesifik. Saya nak kurangkan waktu menonton YouTube daripada 4 jam kepada 2 jam sehari dalam tempoh 1 tahun ini. Okay, so that is a specific KPI. Maybe that is a personal or individual KPIs, but that is some example. Okay, each of your KPI should be broken down into more details that outline your plan of action, maintenance metric you plan to use to measure your progress and milestone. Okay, bila kita dah set KPI, contohnya reduce unexpected downtime, okay, kita kena pecahkan kita punya KPI ni kepada lebih detail macam mana untuk kita capai dia. Antara items, elemen yang penting ialah plan of action, maintenance metric yang kita nak gunakan, macam mana untuk measure yang katakan kita dah kurangkan unexpected downtime ni. dan juga milestone. Okay, milestone ni contohnya kalau kita ada projek ya, katakan kamu ada nanti kamu akan buat projek PSAD, projek semester akhir diploma. Kamu mungkin biasa buat chart, okay, kita panggil sebagai biasanya Gantt chart ya, untuk plan kita punya projek. So you put your item here, okay, this is your items or tasks, and then this is your time. Okay, this is maybe week 1, week 2, 3, sehinggalah maybe week 14 bila kamu buat kamu punya projek then you have to plan your task. Contohnya week 1 item search for supervisor. Okay, week 1. Okay, week 2 do the literature or background study. And then week 2 and week 3 you are doing the background study about the project. Coding. Okay, maybe you take week 3 until this one. Okay, so this one is your Gantt chart, but within your Gantt chart or your planning you have to have a milestone. For example, the first milestone is to complete you have your supervisor, you're doing the background study, and the first milestone maybe in week 4, complete proposal. And then my second milestone, complete programming. And maybe your third milestone, complete hardware. Okay, so these are what means by task and also milestone. You have your Gantt chart for planning your project, which detail out what are the activities that you are doing. Okay, and the time frame to achieve it. And for each outcomes, a big outcomes, we name it as a milestone. So in one project, for example, 12-month projects, okay, you might have 4 milestone. Okay, contohnya dalam 12 bulan sebenarnya mungkin ada 2, 3 atau 4 milestone untuk satu projek. So satu milestone maybe dicapai dalam 3 months per milestone. Contohnya 3 bulan pertama, background study, cari material, beli bahan. Milestone kedua, software part, programming, coding, simulation, so on and so forth. Milestone ketiga, maybe hardware, okay, integration, design, testing, dan milestone keempat ialah integration hardware plus software. Okay, so this one is interfacing, prototyping dan sebagainya. Okay, so sama juga dengan in the context this one, you have to break out our KPIs into these few items, which is a performance metric, maintenance metric, to measure progress, milestone, and also details outline of action. Okay, for example, we take the first example, reduce unexpected downtime by 30% over next 12 months. So the plan of action could be to incorporate more proactive maintenance method, mainly more preventive works need to be included into the current. So the metrics that we use, how do we measure the effectiveness of our action is by using some indicators such as plan maintenance percentage or plans maintenance compliance. Okay, these are, for example, metric we want to use. Milestone, have a detailed overview of these metrics every 3 months. Okay, so dalam 12 bulan, dia target over the next 12 months. So the milestone, they will have in 12 months, they will break out into this every 3 months. Okay, in each 3 months, they count as one milestone. And each of these milestone, they will overview or review the achievement for these metrics and the plan action. Okay, so untuk setiap satu KPI kita boleh pecahkan kepada 3. plan of action, metrik untuk measure achievement dan juga milestone untuk plan time frame setiap satu measurement yang kita lakukan. Alright. Alright, the first matrix. Okay, the first matrix, performance metric untuk measure kita punya effectiveness is what we call as mean time to repair. Maintenance metric that measures the average time required to troubleshoot and repair failed equipments. It reflects how quickly an organization can respond to an unplanned breakdown. Okay, so apa yang dikira? Period between the start of an accident and the moment the system returns to the production. Okay, contohnya kita ada production time running. Okay, bila kita running, this is a normal, no breakdown, and suddenly we have a breakdown here. Okay, let's say we have a window of breakdown here. Okay, so mean time to repair calculate between the start of an accident. Let's say kita start pukul 9, kita start shift pukul 8 pagi. Pukul 9.30 ada breakdown. Okay. And then repair itu ambil masa sehingga pukul 11.30 pagi. So ada 2 jam breakdown di sini ya. Start rosak. This is a repair, accident start, and then moment return to production. Ni normal semula. Okay, ni normal production. This is a normal production. Okay, so what are the activities or the events that must be taken into account when we calculate this MTTR? Okay, semua aktiviti ini akan dikira termasuk dalam MTTR time ya. Contohnya bila rosak saja, times to notify the technician, time to diagnose the issue, times to fix the issue, times to allow the equipment to cool down, time to reassemble, set up, and it does not take lead time for parts. Dia tak kira masa untuk kita dapatkan part. Dia akan kira 6 saja. So bila rosak saja, berapa lama kita ambil masa untuk notify technician? Ini pun dikira dalam masa untuk MTTR. Berapa lama dia ambil untuk diagnose, fix the issue, equipment cool down, reassemble, align, calibrate, set up, test and start up asset for production. Okay. So semua masa yang terlibat 1 hingga 6 ini dikira masa untuk MTTR. Okay, apa maksud dia sebagai contoh? Okay, so how to calculate MTTR? Contohnya, we dividing the total time spent on unplanned maintenance. Okay, dividing total time spent on unplanned maintenance by the number of time and asset have failed over a specific period. Okay, mean time to repair. Contohnya, in this example, one of your asset may have broke down 6 different times during production in the last year. Okay, the total number of time it took to repair the asset across all 6 failures is 44 hours. So in this case, MTTR calculation will be like this. Okay, tahun lepas 1 tahun kita ada sebanyak 6 kali untuk satu asset. This is an example for one asset. Okay, ada 6 breakdown untuk satu mesin dan total untuk repair 44 jam. Okay, these 44 hours cover all these activities. Okay, so in this example yang tadi tu 44 jam ini ialah daripada 1 hingga 6 ini. Masa yang diambil sebanyak 6 kali ya, dia rosak. So total masa yang dia ambil termasuk daripada notify technician, diagnose sehingga kepada dia start up again ialah 44 jam. Okay, so 6 kali berlaku. So apakah MTTR dia? 7.3344 bagi 6 ialah 7.33 jam. Maksudnya mean time to repair. Dalam company ni, jika sesuatu mesin rosak, kita boleh estimate that setiap kali kerosakan, we need at least 7 hours to bring the machine back to normal. Okay, which is sangat panjang sebenarnya. ada 6 kali kerosakan untuk satu aset. Jumlah masa yang diambil untuk 6 kerosakan tu tahun lepas ialah 44 jam. Jadi average or mean time untuk repair satu kerosakan ialah 7 jam. Okay. So our target is actually, in order for us to have a better performance or to achieve our KPIs, actually we have to reduce this MTTR. So kita nak supaya MTTR ni rendah. Walaupun banyak kerosakan, kita nak waktu yang digunakan untuk repair satu kerosakan supaya sangat rendah. Kalau dalam contoh ni 7.3 jam. Okay, we are still lucky because there are only 6 breakdown last year. So what happened kalau tiba-tiba ada 10, 20 kerosakan? You can imagine that we will spend 100 of hours for repairs. So what we have to do is actually to reduce this MTTR. So contohnya satu kerosakan, how to make sure that every time any asset breakdown, we only take maybe 10 to 20 minutes instead of taking this 7 hours. Okay. So MTTR sebenarnya dia tunjuk kepada kita berapa masa yang kita ambil untuk repair sesuatu aset jika berlaku kerosakan. Okay. So as a manager, if you have this MTTR in your record, contohnya saya seorang manager, okay, what this number tells you is, kalau ada saja kamu dah boleh expect that at least you need 7 hours to bring the machine back to normal, which is not good. Alright. So the next parameter, MTBF. Okay. So MTBF is mean time between failures. So average time between system breakdown. Okay. Kalau tadi MTTR ialah masa yang kita ambil untuk repair sesuatu kerosakan daripada dia start rosak sehingga dia boleh digunakan semula. So MTBR is basically to tell how long it takes between one failure to another failure. Okay. Contohnya berapa lama masa setiap satu aset itu rosak di antara last kerosakan terakhir hingga kerosakan seterusnya. Okay. So kalau katakan saya ada satu mesin, okay, saya ada satu aset, bulan lepas dia rosak, contohnya 21 Mac dia rosak, and then the next kerosakan dia ialah 21 Julai, and the next kerosakan dia ialah 21 Disember. Okay, katakan ini contohnya mesin saya punya kerosakan. So we want to know what is the mean time, average time between setiap kerosakan ni, berapa lama masa yang diambil. So dia sangat crucial supaya kita boleh tahu, kita boleh predict berapakah jangka hayat sesuatu mesin tu sebelum dia akan ada kerosakan seterusnya, which give us an ample time or enough time to plan for preventive maintenance, contohnya sebelum kerosakan seterusnya. Okay, so macam mana kita nak kira mean time between failure? Okay, divide the total numbers of operational hours in a period by the number of failures that occurred in that period. Okay, contohnya berapa jumlah kerosakan yang berlaku dalam tempoh masa tertentu. Okay, contoh kalau kita bagi dalam contoh ni, contohnya kita operate dalam 1000 jam, ada 1000 jam, jumlah kerosakan yang berlaku ialah sebanyak 8 kali. Okay, so this machine operate for 11 hours, ada 8 breakdown. So apakah MTBF dia? So MTBF sama dengan 1000 bahagi dengan 8, which is 125 hours. Okay, maksudnya MTBF kita menunjukkan dalam setiap 125 jam berlakunya kerosakan ini. Jadi apa yang boleh kita lakukan? So maintenance engineer or maintenance technician need to plan that within this dalam 125 jam ni, sebelum dia capai 125 jam, kita perlu lakukan preventive maintenance, check, inspection, so on and so forth, so that we can increase the mean time between failure. Kalau tadi kita nak kurangkan MTTR, okay, we want to reduce. MTBr, we want to increase. So maksudnya, maybe kalau kita increase, mean time between failure is 1,000 hours. Okay, maksudnya daripada kerosakan pertama, breakdown 1, to another breakdown, will take at least 1,000 hours. Okay, the higher the MTBF is, the better. Compared to MTTR, kita nak kurangkan waktu untuk kita repair dia. Okay, daripada 4 jam satu repair, kita nak kurangkan kepada maybe 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Okay, so this MTBF. So the next metric is plant maintenance percentage, PMP. Maintenance metric that measure the number of plant maintenance, okay, number of plant maintenance tasks in comparison to all maintenance tasks. Okay. Walaupun kita buat ada 1,000 maintenance contohnya, task yang maintenance department perform, so we want to know out of these 1,000 maintenance activities that we done, how many is planned? Berapa persen yang sebenar kita plan? Sebab the more the higher the percentage of a planned maintenance is better. Kita nak supaya semua maintenance yang kita buat ialah planned maintenance, which is compared to unplanned. Kalau kamu ingat daripada awal hari tu, maintenance kita boleh pecahkan kepada unplanned and also a planned. Okay, or for unplanned we call it as a reactive, where we react to the failure. Plan is a proactive. So we want to plan in period on in the early stage to prevent the failure to happen. So this percentage of plant maintenance will tell us how many percent is actually the activities that we are doing is actually well planned. Okay, so it will tell us the percentage. So for example, calculation is very simple. Plant maintenance is calculated by dividing total number of plant maintenance hours in a given period by the total number of hours spent on all maintenance in the same period. Okay, contohnya, okay, if you spend 175 hours during the months on plant maintenance and 200 hours on all maintenance, okay, so, keseluruhan maintenance dah 200 jam. Jadi kita punya plant maintenance percentage, plant percentage is called 175 divide 200 kali 100%. So kita akan dapat kita punya total dia ialah 87.5%, which is very good. So kita ada 87% daripada aktiviti yang kita lakukan is a plan or proactive maintenance. So we have less than 20% of unplanned or reactive, which is good. So PNP is basically, the higher the PNP is better. We don't want something like this. PNP only, for example, 20%. So this company is having only 20% of planned maintenance, such as preventive, predictive, or TPM. The rest, 80%, is totally based on breakdown or emergency or run to failure, which is very bad. Kalau ada unplanned maintenance terlalu tinggi, maksudnya dia bagi indikator atau petunjuk that company ni tidak melakukan satu proses maintenance yang bagus. So apa yang kita nak ialah PMP dia tinggi. Right. The last one, preventive maintenance compliant. Measures the percentage of preventive maintenance tasks that have been completed on schedule in a specified time period. So kita nak tengok, kita dah plan, okay, kita dah ada PM, kita punya predictive maintenance schedule. PMC will tell us basically how many percent is actually our preventive maintenance is following the schedule. Okay. dah bagus, ada preventive maintenance items, task, schedule pun dah ada, tapi adakah kita mampu follow the schedule? Are we following the schedule? So PMC will tell us basically out of the how many PM activities that has been planned and scheduled earlier. So how many of them is actually following the actual schedule? Okay. So one tool maintenance can use to track effectiveness of their preventive maintenance program. So kita boleh tengok kita dah buat PM list, dah buat schedule, tapi adakah kita mengikut dia? Okay, how to calculate is basically total number of completed PMs divided by number of scheduled PMs times 100. Okay, so dalam contoh ni, you may have had 50 preventive maintenance schedule last month. Your team completed 40 of those while 10 did not go to finish. Okay, so kita punya PMC, preventive maintenance compliant, kita plan 50 total, kita cuma selesaikan 40, so percentage dia ialah 80%. Okay, maksudnya 80% kita punya preventive maintenance activity comply to the schedule. Another 20% is failed to comply or still undergoes. Okay, so our target as a maintenance engineer or maintenance manager, we want to increase this PMC. Okay, so these are the indicators that has been used. We have our KPIs today, KPIs, key performance index, and it must be supported by plan action, and it must have the metrics. Okay, and then what else? Another one, the milestone. Okay, okay, and then we have a milestone. Okay, bila kita setkan KPI, we have to plan the action, and then we have to set the metrics or to have the measurement to see our effectiveness of our action, and we have to set our time frame and what we want to achieve in a certain period of time. So these are three things. So under the metrics, measurement for maintenance, today we talk about 4, which is MTTR, mean time to repair, mean time between failure, percentage of maintenance, perform maintenance percentage, and the last one is preventive maintenance compliance. Okay, sorry. MTTR, mean time to repair, we want to reduce. Mean time between failure, jangka masa di antara failure kita kena improve, panjangkan lagi supaya jarak antara satu failure kepada failure lain sangat panjang. Percentage of, what's this? Sorry, I forget. Okay. Plan maintenance percentage. Okay, plan maintenance percentage, we want to increase, okay, the percentage. And preventive maintenance compliance, we want to increase. Okay. So ada 4 parameter, saya dah tunjukkan contoh, sangat simple, tapi dia boleh tunjukkan satu indicator whether we are actually working towards our KPI, we are actually moving towards our KPI, or we are actually still far away from the KPI. Contoh kalau kita nak target 30% reduce breakdown, contohnya, okay. So mean time to repair mesti kita kurangkan. Kalau sekarang ada contohnya mean time to repair 10 jam, okay, setiap satu kerosakan 30% at least we have to reduce to 7 hours. Okay, mean time between failure kalau sebelum ni ialah 100 jam, next kita kena improve kepada 130 jam. Okay, kalau sebelum ni setiap 100 jam rosak, in order for us to increase 30% of our MTBF, maybe dia akan jadi around 130 jam. Plan maintenance percentage, kalau sebelum ni ada contohnya 40% saja plan, then we want to increase to 70%. Contoh preventive maintenance compliant, kalau sebelum ni 50% comply, you need to go up to maybe 70 to 80%. Okay, this is how our metrics, performance metric actually can support our KPI. Alright, so saya rasa itu saja untuk kali ini. Okay, itu saja. Terima kasih semua.